Robitalion has a PB of 44.44, and Makotroid has a PB of 56.22. So there's going to be that's a pretty big gap there.
If I'm not mistaken, we're going to see two different routes here. Pretty sure Robitalion does the new route.
Well, if he's doing new route, that's way more dangerous than old route. So anything could happen here.
Absolutely.
So runners are going to kick this off by running through Sirius Station, getting hit by Ridley a whole bunch, and then running away. I mean, so far it's looking pretty close, but it's also only the first minute of the match.
Yeah. Robitalion got a really good stairs room there.
That's pretty fortunate. A 45 series is a really good time. 44 also pretty good. So now they're gonna head on down to the planet, collect some items, and destroy the mother brain.
It won't take more than an hour. You know, be right back killing Mother Brain. Pretty much. But we'll most likely see these two players do about the same strats and route up until Red Tower.
Yeah, so that should happen in about, I would say, 10 minutes in. And then we'll see a route divergence there.
Right.
Robitalion, I don't think he has Moonfall on, so... Or Moonwalk, I should say. A really nice pit room from Robitalion. Makotroid, same thing. That room, super frustrating. If you fall into one of those pits, it costs you a couple seconds.
Oh yeah. Moonfall is I'd say a pretty easy time save generally. Although that it isn't always easy to have Moonwalk on, so it isn't always worth it to attempt the Moonfall and have Moonwalk on, because it's especially apparent if you are running, for instance, low percent where you're doing a lot of charge shots, and it might be a little bit more difficult to do the big fights.
Yeah, that's the thing about Moonfall. The actual trick is pretty easy, but having Moonfall or Moonwalk on for the whole run can really complicate your movement.
Right.
Robitalion making his way up the climb. Sticking to the right side there.
The classic climb.
Makotroid going for the behemoth climb, the ledge grab climb. Very slightly slower, but I find it's much more consistent.
Yeah, you don't really need to deal with wall jump timing, so many people find that really convenient.
A really nice bomb time for Robitalion. What was that, a 452?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see what Bob Teresa gets him.
Yeah, that was a pretty nice fight.
Solid 2-round. He had a little bit of... It was a little bit unfortunate there. You kind of want to collect 1 or 2 drops, but sometimes you just end up collecting the whole bunch, and then you have to wait for the next round for more drops.
Yeah, Makotroid actually getting it in the 1 round like that, leaving a couple drops up there so he can fire 7 missiles off into Bomb Teresa's face. And a really slick Alcatraz from both players here.
Yeah, no problem there.
Robitalion pulling a pretty early lead, making his way over into Brinstar. Makotroid right behind him.
You might notice that Robitalion actually still has full health, so he killed the pirates, and that's obviously very useful for the new route. Pretty standard new route. All route runners tends to just deboost through like Mako just did.
Yeah, I think a deboost is faster, but having full health definitely much more helpful for new route.
It's actually, when I timed it, it was actually faster to kill the pirates, but the problem is the main Green Brinstar room, farming those drops kind of makes the entire setup slower.
So now both players with their super missiles. Robitalion heading into Big Pink. Gonna collect another pack of missiles and then charge beam. And then he should be on his way to collect the power bombs and then fight Phantoon. While Makotroid is gonna head down Red Tower and fight Kraid first.
None of these guys are interested in Spore Spawn.
Nobody's interested in Spore Spawn.
Gotta buy the DLC for that.
Yeah, I don't think you actually see Spore Spawn in any category except for Hundo map completion.
And SSRTA, of course.
Of course. Yes, there we see it. Robitalion making his way up Red Tower, taking the more difficult new route. He's going to be fighting Phantoon first, with only 1 energy tank. I believe it's 3 missile packs and 1 super pack.
Yeah, nice Red Tower there. Got up in 1 move. Getting that hero shot in is not too easy.
Certainly not. I find it's easier when you have Wave Beam, just because the setup for it is I feel a lot more consistent.
Yeah, it's quite precise, both in positioning and timing, and having a charge beam makes it a little bit easier, but it's still a really tight shot.
So while Robitalion certainly has a lot of time on his PvE over Makotroid, I think with him running new route, he'll there's a lot more that can go wrong. The Phantoon fight, the Ridley fight, even the Dragon fight, everything is just a lot more dangerous.
Looks like he's not doing CWJ. Didn't set up for it.
Nope, should be using bombs to cross the moat there.
Oh,
See, and there's one thing that can go wrong. If you miss the bomb jump, it's what, 10 seconds?
there he goes. Yeah, it's a pretty big penalty to fall down regardless. Someone forgot to put up that no swimming sign.
Yep, Makotroid coming up to Crave right now. And he manages to get.
Oh,
quick
nice.
Nicely done. Nearly missing the last shot, but clutching it at the last second, or last frame, I should say.
Yeah, he was just baiting Kraid. Kraid was about to close his mouth.
Meanwhile, Robitalion entering Fantoon. Notoriously difficult. I believe if he hits you, is it 40 damage?
Yeah, I think so.
So he
40
can
or
take
60.
a handful of hits here, and he needs to hit him, I believe, 19 missiles and then 1 super.
Getting a slow.
Very nice not getting hit once there.
Mako trying to grab that E-tank. It's a pretty tricky one to grab.
It honestly is. I don't know what it is about it, but just its spot in the ceiling, it's hard to get at.
There's a mid. It's a nice few shots in, but misses the super missile. Alright, there he goes.
Well done. Very nice Fantoon from Robitalion.
Ghost busted. Mako very clearly jumping over that E-tank. I'm not sure why he would do that. If he thinks that it's better to get on the way out for some reason.
Well, if you're going that way anyways, I don't know if it's faster to pick it up going in or going out.
Probably doesn't matter too much. I guess it could be easier to kill the Gema if you kind of don't focus too much on the E-tank and do a higher jump.
Yeah, because you want to hit the gamer as soon as you can. If it escapes past that corner there, you have to get it on the way out of the room, which costs you a few seconds.
Right. Solid attic there.
Yeah, that was really nice. Well done. Meanwhile, Makotroid going through the cathedral. I find this room is super awkward. There's no clean or fast way to do it, it feels like. And Robitalion on his way through bowling chorizo.
Mako just killed the big boss Lord Kakatak.
King Kakatak. Top is thrown on Bubble Mountain. And
Oh,
the
yes.
boss. Meanwhile, Robitalion taking a few seconds here to catch his breath. Makotroid coming up on the speed booster. In a speed run, it's generally helpful to have something that boosts your speed. That's why he picked it up earlier.
Gotta go fast.
Exactly. And Robitalion picking up the swimsuit. So now he'll be heading down towards Lower Norfair and fighting Ridley.
Probably should get a few super missiles, though.
It would certainly help. Oh, and Makotroid hitting the blue gate twice there, so that actually went down, and you had to hit it again. So this missile pack here, I'm always a little confused. Do you find it's the one that Makotroid just picked up? Do you find it's faster to skip that one, or to run straight through it?
I think it's really you should pick up that missile tank unless you're going for a world record. I mean, if you count the item time aside, the item box time and all that, skipping that actually costs you like a second at least, so it's not an ideal missile pack to skip.
Right. It seems like the fanfare would cost you a few seconds there, but I think having that extra 5 missiles really helps. Especially if you're skipping the moat missiles.
Well, actually it's faster to skip the high jump missile pack there, and you kind of go up the same way the old route, the new route does. Up that Gima tunnel. Yeah, even without power bombs. And there goes the tube.
Robitalion gonna fight Kraid first? Interesting.
Yeah, it's really not that big of a deal if you decide to fight Kraid or Ridley first. It's standard to fight Ridley first because then you have Kraid before Bot Wound and you'll almost always be loaded with supers unless something goes wrong. And while you have Speed Booster and Kraid Slayer then as well.
That's a good call. However, because this is a race, killing Kraid first does give Robitalion access to that Kraid E-Tank if he wants to pick it up earlier for safety.
Yeah, that too.
I always find fighting Ridley with 2 E-Tanks is pretty dicey, so this will certainly help.
I think really PKRD is an underrated route. Most people just seem to go straight on with PR KD instead, but PKRD is certainly a lot safer.
Definitely. Yeah, plus having Varia suit for a little bit of damage reduction at points, it can help. Yeah, also, didn't mention this earlier, but Robitalion picking up Spazer Beam. I always find this kind of funny as it makes the Ridley fight and the Mother Brain fight a little bit slower than Old Root. However, it makes the overall run faster because they are skipping Plasma Beam.
Right.
Also makes the fights way harder as they take 60 hits to kill instead of 20.
Yeah, there's just so much fewer door transitions in the new route that because door transitions they really take a long time. You may not think about it that way, but they do take a very long time. So even with that slower beam, it's still worth it. Slower as in the beam does less damage, of course.
The door transitions certainly add up.
See the way that Robe skipped the missile pack right there. That's about... You can do about the same for old route if you want to go 15-10. But you obviously don't have power bombs, so you have to bomb that last block to get out.
Yeah, I feel like that would make it a tiny bit slower. But I don't know. I haven't timed it.
Yeah, it is.
Makotroid trying to speedball his way through there. While Robitalion picks up the Ice Beam. So I hope we'll see Robitalion, or sorry, Makotroid, excuse me, going for the X Factor strategy here.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't look like he has power bombs equipped, so he might not be going for it. He might just be going for a standard Doppler. I believe if you have access to it, the X Factor is faster than Dopplering, but I'm not certain about that.
Well, X Factor should be faster because Fantu never even goes off screen with those setups. Well, with the Doppler, it's kind of
awesome
late.
setup there from Mako.
Yeah,
to the X Factor.
Right. That's like the old Hoda Ruby setup in the left corner. Always love that one.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot these days. A really nice Fantoon fight from Makotroid there. While Robitalion having a little trouble with King Kagatak atop his Bubble Mountain throne. So Robitalion's going to be picking up his speed booster while Makotroid heads towards the gravity suit. So yeah, what you were saying with door transitions there, you can really notice it with what Robitalion just did, going through the room into the Bat Cave. That took a couple seconds there. You can actually cut that time down a little bit by jumping at the top of the door there, which makes it so the screen doesn't shift around before it transitions you into the next room.
Yeah, you can lose up to a second with a bad door transition. It's pretty awful, and over the course of an entire run you're going to lose just so much.
Yeah, I think, is that the only reason that New Route is faster, is just the door transitions?
Well, there's certainly less door transitions in the new route, and that is because it does less backtracking than old route does. And it also skips the entire plasma section, for instance.
Right.
Here's what I call the forgotten spike way.
Yeah, you don't see that one a lot. A really nice spark from Makotroid there, while Robitalion making his way down towards Lower Norfair.
No lava spark. Doing gravity jump then. Nice. You basically have two different methods of getting up. Doing the lava spark or doing the gravity jump.
Yeah, Lava Spark, I think, is significantly more challenging than the gravity jump.
For sure.
Looks like he's going for fast pillars there, building up that very short charge. Gonna try it again.
There we go.
And now he's coming up on worst room in the game. Let's see if he can get it.
Nice.
Well, making it look easy.
I think he really tried fast pillars again. I mean, you could just go using power bombs through the pillars room, but it really is worth it, I think, to retry fast pillars once more. Because saving up those power bombs can really save the entire run.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when he's going to be using X Factors to hit Ridley a whole bunch. Really cuts down the time in that fight.
And power bombs are generally slow to farm.
So now Makotroid should be making his way into Meridia, where he will fight Botsmoon and Dragon and collect the space jump.
Nice dodge there.
I never realized how challenging this section is without Plasma, because Plasma lets you clip through those enemies without taking damage. But seeing Robitalion do it without that, really impressive.
Yeah, you also need to kind of guess what kind of patterns they're doing. They're moving so fast that it's not ideal to kind of just read what they're doing.
No, you definitely need to have those strats practiced and be ready for any pattern there. Getting his farm on a little bit before he goes into the Ridley fight. Makotroid also choosing to farm, not a bad idea. I find that Botsmoon, he can be really hard to hit, and he can also, the fight can go really poorly really quickly.
Yeah, he also saved so that he had enough power bombs for Dragon, so he won't need to, he doesn't need to care about power bombs anymore. Pretty much throughout, well, until lower north there.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about earlier. Robitalion is going to have to fire the equivalent of 60 charge shots into Ridley. But Makotroid, when he has Plasma Beam, will only have to fire 20. So his fight's going to be a lot quicker.
It looks like Mako attempted the X Factor, but he forgot to turn off spacer, so nothing came out. Well, maybe not. He did a charge beam there, in the right position and everything.
Getting pretty lucky with those super drops, because I think you need, or it's recommended to have at least 2 supers going into this next part here.
Yeah.
Oh, and nicely done by Robitalion. Looks like he really didn't need that 30 tank, but it's good to have. And he's going for the 4th.
Yeah, I mean, it's a race, so why not? Extra safety.
Makotroid getting the halfie, making his way across Coliseum, saving about 6 seconds from the not getting the halfie, so well done.
I would guess that Robe would not get that E-Tank if he had a lot more health drops from Ridley.
Yeah, definitely. I think part of it is making his way out of Lower Norfair can also be extremely dangerous. So having that 4th E-Tank, and just having that health refill too, certainly minimizes the risk.
Oh, missed the speedball.
We'll see how Makotroid's Dragon fight will go. Unfortunately not getting the spark, but did manage the X Factor. So he's got to be careful here. The Dragon fight can be really, really tough. Fastest way to kill her is with speed booster and short charging, but that can be really dangerous for your health.
Yo, nice dodging there. Dragon denied.
Well done.
Oh, he's so close. He must be like a missile away or two.
I think this is
Oh,
fine though,
much.
because if he manages to kill her with speed echoes or whatever, he'll manage to get blue suit, which should save him time coming out of the Coliseum. Although he did get goop there, which is going to cost him quite a bit of time. Really nice Lord Warfare escape from Makotroid.
There he goes.
Or sorry, from Robitalion, and Makotroid does get blue suit.
Oh yeah. So you can see Robe farm there, and that's pretty typical for if you have done Kraid before Ridley in the new app, you can farm there. That's pretty much your best bet, because you really, really want those supers for Bot Wound.
Yeah, Botswoon, if you don't one-round him, he can be a huge pain. His hitbox is probably the worst thing in this entire game, so... good choice from Makotroid picking up that random super drop. Although I suppose he's going to be able to farm a bit in Attack Alley here.
You don't really need to think too much about super drops in Old Route at this point. It's all the super drops that you need are literally in your way. It's kind of like that small tunnel at the end of Attack Alley. And I guess you would need one for the tube and one for the ice beam or pre-ice beam door.
Definitely. I also like having extra for the Ridley fight. It just makes it go a little bit faster.
Alright, let's see what Bot Wound does. Bang.
Oh,
Solid.
nicely done. Botswoon nearly escaping through one of those holes there, but Robitalion says no and shoots him a whole bunch with supers.
Coming up with a Foley. And there he goes. Well done.
So Robitalion hopefully shouldn't have any trouble with this Dragon fight.
It was a pretty good X Factor hit, I think.
Dragon just swooping. Not giving Robitalion a chance to get a clean spark on her. This is very unfortunate.
Oh, look at that.
This is hilariously bad RNG here. What is going on? This is what, 7 or 8 swoops? My goodness.
Oh, dang. Well,
Yeah, now he's got to be careful. I don't think he can actually shine score through because he will probably die if he does. He's got 53
he could try a
health
bit.
left. This is dicey.
Yeah, not recommended.
There you go. That was a like, and even
Goes
going
for
for
the
the
spike.
spike suit. Wow, okay.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about, for instance, the rain dance setup. It's not usually, obviously there's variants of it, but it's not usually dependent on Dragon doing the goo phase. It's like you can keep getting that damage in through soup phases.
That's right. Then you can avoid things like that happening. So Robitalion's going to be heading back towards Criteria and then on towards the brain, while Makotroid still has to fight Ridley. Generally, I think Robitalion is out of danger here. The only big concern from this point out is the Mother Brain fight, I think. If he gets hit by the ketchup beam once, it will probably kill him.
Yeah, Roby is a really good player, so I don't really expect anything to go wrong. We'll see if he does the ship refill or save.
I don't think he will, since he just spent a little bit of time farming there.
True.
Honestly, though, in a race setting, especially at a point like this, I don't think it would be a bad idea to hit the ship and then grab a quick save on the way.
Yeah, it's not too bad with a ship refill, and your run is pretty much guaranteed if you do it.
No, he's gonna go for the risky strats. Well, not necessarily risky, but riskier than not.
And we can see Mako with a powerbomb Pillars room. He does have one powerbomb less than he probably ideally should have.
Yeah, so this means he's probably gonna have to pick up the power bombs of shame unless he gets really lucky with the super power bomb drop somewhere. Oh, just kidding. He totally got extremely lucky.
That is nice.
Yeah, that's not something you see often.
Looks like he likes that last one pirate, doesn't want to hurt it. Alright, so G4. It's time for Torian for Robe.
Yeah, coming up on Turian here. I always like to see a good Turian. Movement here can be really impressive. Grouping up those Metroids, he's got to be careful though. He's fine.
Yeah, should be fine for now on.
I was a little worried about his health there, but looks like he's got it under control. Plus his missiles and super missiles are all pretty healthy right now.
Yeah, and he decided to go for 2010 as well. It will really save him in the long run.
Full health,
And
full
there he
missiles,
goes.
full supers. Nicely done by Robitalion. He should be going for baby skin too. I'd expect him to.
Mako trying to farm up some health again.
Yeah, it's certainly not a bad
Ridley.
idea coming up to the Ridley fight. However, what I would have done if I were Mako is gone for the E-tank to the right. I don't know what that room's called, the Firefly room.
Right.
That'll just give you a full refill. And an extra tank if you need it.
Yeah, I think that would have been his best bet.
Really nice baby skip from Robitalion. Nicely done. Makotroid with the angle up strats for Ridley. Very partial to those strats myself.
Alright, Robe saves.
That's a really good save. So at this point, nothing can really go wrong for Robitalion, unless he dies several times, which I don't think is going to happen. Plus, Makotroid having a bit of trouble with the Ridley fight. This is looking really dicey with only 51 energy left. He's got to be careful here. If he gets hit one more time, he's dead. Oh my god. Oh, he's... Oh no.
Oh no. Ridley, please.
Yeah, that's a death. That's extremely unfortunate. The Ridley fights can be one of the more challenging, one of the most challenging parts of the fight, or of the run, excuse me.
He really just got a lot of bad luck there, because he had plenty of health when he was done with the shots, but then he got tail whipped 2 times, and just bad luck with a grab.
Yeah, that's too bad. It looks like Makotroid has forfeited from the race, so probably going to go to Robitalion, considering he does have a save. And Makotroid did not save once during that run, unfortunately. In an any percent race, I don't mind saving at the save station before Ridley sometimes. I think that can prevent situations like what just happened there.
Ketchup.
Oh, and he gets hit by Ketchup once. This is pretty dangerous. Oh, he's fine. Just kidding.
Yeah, just setting up for that faster health drain, you know. It was calculated.
Totally intentional. The problem with the Ketchup beam is it can hit you twice, I think, which will cost you 2 E-tanks.
Yeah, it can cause a huge amount of damage from just one hit if it's at the wrong place, the wrong time.
And for Robitalion, there's really nothing that can go wrong at this point. The Metroid will drain away Mother Brain's energy and then give the Hyper Beam to Samus.
The commentator's curse. Yeah, I don't think that anything is going to go wrong from here on.
You know, I've said that before for a couple of my own runs, but there's been one time where I died on the Mother Brain 3 fight. That was extremely embarrassing.
Yeah, that can happen too, and you could survive that fight, but not have enough for the climb spark.
Exactly. That just throws your whole game off.
We've seen all sorts of scenarios. There goes the Kappa Pride beam.
Looks like he didn't get hit once. Now all that's left is the escape. Will he save the animals? Let's hope not.
Yeah, I think he's sensible. I think he won't save the animals. No blue bomber, Kappa.
This looks like a really good time for Robitalion. It's going to be about a 47. It's a really fast run.
Alright, GG.
GG. And it looks like he is finished in the SRL channel with a time of 47 exactly. Really nice run from Robitalion. Really nice run from Makotroid. Unfortunate luck with the Ridley fight. But a great race by both of these runners.
Yeah, I mean, really is tough. For even when you have plasma beam, things can just go wrong.
Yeah, Ridley is tough for runners of all skill levels, no matter how much you've played this game. Ridley can always get you. I think that's gonna do it for this race. But stick around because we've got more Super Metroid content coming down the Speed Gaming pipeline. We got a race at 2 p.m. between Azalino and Black Elite John on this channel. 3 o'clock we got a race on Speed Gaming 4. And there's more stuff all throughout the day today. So make sure to check out the Speed Gaming schedule to get some more Super Metroid content. Huge shout out to these runners, Robitalion and Makotroid. And huge shout out to my co-commentator, Enmet. Thank you so much for commentating with me.
Thank you, Christofalo. And thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, and that's going to do it. I will see you guys next mission.
Dear Force.